I got this, boys. Let's talk about Andrew Tate's pivot. Andrew Tate's changed a little bit since he's come back. He's not spewing the rhetoric. It seems like he's a bit worried about getting canceled. He did mention people calling his phone and playing recordings of his previous conversations on the phone. Like, he answers the phone and all he hears is his voice in a conversation he had earlier that day, earlier that week. He said shit got spooky. It spooked him. Next thing you know, he's converted to Islam. He gets on Aiden Ross's stream and he's lecturing him about how getting girls doesn't matter anymore. It's not fulfilling. To that, I say you're 35 realizing this. I'm 24, my friend. I've been saying this all along your journey that this red pill, blue, whatever the shit is called, manosphere, fresh and fit, it's all for trying to pick up girls and have some fun, which you should probably try to get out of your system within maybe your collegiate years, whether you win or not. Eventually, you should probably focus on the bigger prize. But then you have the people that say, no, men are supposed to be fucking multiple women. It's how we're programmed to be. Then now he's all this new version of him where he says, no, you want to find something you can share a meaningful life with. I've learned all that stuff isn't fulfilling. Getting girls, all that other stuff. And he's had this new revelation. I call it a pivot. I actually think it's really more of a pivot. And now his content, it's a little watered down. Let's be real with that. It's a little watered down. He's not giving you sound bites. He's giving you lifestyle clips. He's giving you him and Tristan. He's giving you on a boat. I've seen him having fun. He's showing the fun side of him, the sweet side of him. But that's not what got him to be top G.
I agree with him toning it down, and I think it's really just him maturing through the space that he's in. Because you're not going to say the same thing 3, 4, 5 years in a row. You know what I mean? Especially after like what he's been doing, got canceled and stuff like that. So, but even beforehand, I don't think he was saying, you have to go out there and chase women. He was just kind of telling you the truth about women more so, in my eyes.
And just pointing out inconsistencies between the genders. Like, that was one of the big things. But I don't know, him being top G, it's a conversation that it's been played out. Like, you hear so many things, you hear so many of the same shit from all the red pill people. The aspect of red pill that's solid is the part about like getting better as a man, versus just like, oh, get better for women. I don't like that. I just say you should get better for yourself. You should try to be more diligent and more successful and more disciplined in your craft or whatever you're trying to do. With Andrew Tate, I kind of like the pivot because now you can see his face more often. And I know he didn't really get like fully canceled besides like on the major platforms, but you can still see him on YouTube.
He got pretty canceled.
Like with Instagram and YouTube and all that, like he can't post his own content.
Fucking payment system, they tried to bankrupt him.
Oh yeah.
Well, not bankrupt him, but they tried to fuck him up.
Yeah. What was it called? It's kind of cool that he is doing the pivot. I kind of enjoy
Soft.
it. Why?
Soft.
Come on. Now we could actually hear different philosophies from him besides about
he's just saying the bullshit that he already knew. He know damn well that shit was blatantly obvious and clear. Oh, you should look for someone you can build something with. Don't just chase hoes. Don't just go to the club looking for bitches. Wow, I've had this new revelation. It's emptiness. It doesn't lead you to anything. What the fuck was it going to lead you to before? You're just saying top G and then telling other guys, like, this is how you have to do it. And then now I recently heard a quote of him saying, it's not a simp to spend money on your girl. If she's a good girl, she takes good care of you. She keeps you spiritually protected. She does all that. It's not wrong. But if she disrespects you, does that, the G leaves. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so deep. Wow, this is like groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But the internet needs someone to tell them the obvious. You need to work hard, better yourself. Oh shit! But they're just fucking consuming his content all day. The people in the comments are not the people grinding.
He want the 70 virgins. That's what I'm gonna assume. He trying to make it a heaven, so so he could get them virgins, man. He could deal with those women later. Now, it's an interesting pivot. I would like to see him talk about other things. I just like the relationship shit. I don't think I took too much of it from him when he was talking about it. It was very polarizing, so it would make me think. But I want to hear him talk about more of the fucking shadow people. The shadow people are
he still talks about that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see behind the veil, because we won't be able to see it until later. It's kind of nice to see, like, even with Kanye is like pointing out what's going on and stuff like that, because the public is just not gonna know about it completely. So yeah, that's what.
So you're saying you don't like the pivot from the aspect you feel like he's kind of like copping out, but you have to say you understand the pivot as like
the pivot's watering him down.
But as a businessman, like, you got to keep running shit, right? Like, that, I think it's a good pivot. It's a great pivot. He's more mature, kind of like holy now. Like, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see more of it. You feel me? I liked him before. I like him now.
But it's not as sizzling content.
So you just want some sizzling. You want some juicy
No, I'm
shit.
just saying, as the business, when I'm watching you as a creator, and I see how cracking you were, and then I see the mode you're going into now, I just say, it's not as resounding, because now we're more just seeing him and Tristan at dinner, him and Tristan doing different shit. Now Tristan's getting a little bigger. Now we're seeing more of him, but we're not really seeing him go crazy. We're not seeing his crazy takes, because he's basically just saying the truth now. And how many times can you say the truth? You're not putting no sauce on it. You're not saying things in a groundbreaking way where people are gonna like get uproar, because that made you pretty big when everyone's like having an opinion on what you're saying, controversy, as opposed to everyone just being like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, man, this guy's making sense here.
Yeah.
So is this the end for Andrew Tate as we know it?
I don't think it's the end. I don't think he'll ever be as big as he was.
Yeah, I feel like he kind of. The fucking cancellation definitely should calm him down, you know? And he was talking about it, like, before he got canceled, we were talking to my team, and we were gonna, like, reconform the information that we're gonna give out to the people, because some of the ways that I'm saying things, it's a little too polarizing. So I enjoy watching Andrew Tate. I enjoy listening to him. At some point, yeah, he'll probably become like Vic Blends. It's like the same type of content.
Vic Blends is terrible, bro. That dude, bro. Talk about not diversifying the content. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro.
But he's